Alright, hey guys, welcome. Today we're going to make blueberry mead. So, for today's episode, we're making blueberry mead. I'm using a 1 gallon jug here. I'm trying something different. We're going to use blueberries. So, I use these organic honey that we get from BJ's here locally where I live at. These are each 1.5 pounds. So I used 2 of them. And I squirt them into here. This was another wildflower honey that I used, and it was empty from making another mead, so I just squirted it into here with some hot water so that way I could liquefy it and pour it into my gallon carboy here. So let's get started. I'm going to put this 3 pounds of honey into my carboy. And just so you know, before the fact, I've sanitized everything. That's why if you'll see some of these bubbles inside of here, that's alright. That's star sand, and it's completely okay to have in your carboy. Alright, so now I got my honey in there. This is hot water that I just heated up in the microwave, just to get any of the remnants out. I did the same thing to these small bottles here. Alright, so now I'm going to add in my frozen blueberries. They're pretty small, so I think I should be able to fit them in here easily. These are 2 cups of blueberries, and they're organic. We get a big bag of them all the time from our local BJ's. Okay, now that my blueberries are all added, I'm going to top off my carboy just right here to the base of the neck. I'm going to top it off with some nice filtered water. Okay, so I filled up my carboy with some water. I took a little bit of warm water, lukewarm water that my berries were in this measuring cup, and I kind of just swished it around to get all the leftover juices. I'm gonna pitch my yeast in there, and for this one, I'm using a EC 1118. I don't know if you can see that or not. Hopefully you can. My last mead that I made, I used a D47, which turned out really good, so I'm kind of just experimenting here. That's why I'm just making the 1 gallon blueberry mead. I'm not going to, go jump into a bigger one. Kind of just want to feel it out and see how it works for me. So, I'm going to pitch my mead here. Let me get some scissors. Sanitize my scissors here in my star sand water. And this Lavalin EC 1118, you can actually make 5 gallons of mead with this. So I'm just going to use half of the bag. So I'm going to just let this sit here for a few minutes, and we'll let all of that yeast soak into the water, and then I'm going to pour it into my carboy. Alright, so now I'm going to pitch my yeast here into my carboy. It's been sitting for a few minutes now, and it's dissolved into the water nicely. I have a little bit of leftover hot water here. I'm just going to get the remnants out of here. And then we will top the carboy up right to the base of the neck. Just like that. You want to leave enough headspace room so that way it doesn't start coming out the top. Alright, so now I've poured in my yeast. I'm going to give it a little stir. Alright, so now that everything's stirred up, I'm going to get a little reading from the hydrometer really quick, and then we'll put our bubbler on. Alright, so now we got all of our berries and our honey here all mixed up nicely. We're going to take a hydrometer reading. So basically I just poured some here into my beaker, and I added my hydrometer into the middle of it. Basically, these are an awesome tool to have. They tell you what your alcohol content is going to be, and they also let you know when your mead has been finished fermenting. So right now, for my initial reading, I'm getting a 1.110 for my initial reading. So that is 1.110 is equal to about 14% alcohol. So this is going to be actually pretty strong mead, because I think mine was like 10% last time I made my mead. So, and this is all sterile environment. I sterilized everything with Star Stand before I did this, so I can pour it back in there just fine. I got my bubbler right here. I'm going to add my bubbler right onto the top and let it start doing its thing. I'm going to tuck it away in my closet where I keep all my meads and my ciders. I'll let it sit there for about a month, watching it. And then once I see that it stops bubbling, I'll take a hydrometer reading, and I'll check to see and make sure that all the sugars have been fermented out. What you want to see is right here at the 1.000 mark. That lets you know that there's no sugars left, and if it's even higher than that, it's going to be even more of a drier tasting mead. So I like to shoot for 1.025 to 1.050. I think that's pretty good. You know, not too dry, not too sweet for me, at least. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video, guys.